The Sundance Film Festival had always been a dream of mine. As an up-and-coming filmmaker, I was ecstatic to have my short film featured in one of the midnight screenings. But nothing could have prepared me for what happened that night. The venue was an old theater on the outskirts of Park City, one that had been closed for renovations for years, but reopened just for the festival. It had a vintage charm, with creaky wooden seats and faded crimson curtains that seemed to whisper secrets. I arrived early, nervous and excited, but the energy in the room felt off. The audience was quiet, too quiet. Even as more people filtered in, no one spoke. Their faces were pale, their eyes hollow. I told myself they were just tired from the festival's packed schedule. The lights dimmed, and my film began to play. I should have been ecstatic, but something was wrong. The sound was distorted, the dialogue wrong. The images on screen weren't mine. Instead of the vibrant colors and sharp editing I'd worked so hard on, the screen showed grainy black and white footage of an empty theater, a theater that looked eerily like the one we were sitting in. The camera panned across the empty rows, and suddenly, it wasn't empty anymore. Shadows flickered in the seats. Figures appeared, first as smudges, and then as distinct shapes. They were people, but not people. Their movements were jerky, their faces distorted as if viewed through a cracked lens. A chill ran down my spine as I recognized the seats they occupied. They matched the arrangement in the room exactly. Then I saw myself on the screen, sitting in the same seat I was in now. I wanted to scream to leave, but I couldn't move. It felt as if the air had thickened, pressing me into my seat. Around me, the audience watched in silence, their faces illuminated by the flickering light. On the screen, the camera zoomed in on me, closer and closer, until my face filled the frame. My reflection in the movie didn't match my movements. It stared at me, unblinking, with an expression of pure terror. And then it spoke. Not with my voice, but with a guttural growl that echoed through the theater. "You shouldn't have come." The film abruptly ended, leaving the room in complete darkness. The sound of breathing, deep, rasping, and inhuman, filled the air. I don't remember how I got out. One moment I was in that cursed seat, and the next I was running down the snow-covered street, my breath visible in the freezing night air. When I returned the next day to the festival headquarters to demand an explanation, they looked at me like I was crazy. "That theater hasn't been used in decades," the organizer said. "It's condemned." I showed them the ticket stub, but it was black. I've never been back to Sundance since, and I never will.